Hey homos, hey pins and Marbites, it's me, Rogue Marby Scott. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back any new watchers and subscribers. So, as you know, I'm doing a series about nursery rhymes, urban legends and myths, and maybe some truths. So, today I am going to be doing a nursery rhyme that some people that I know personally do not know the nursery rhyme or have probably never heard of it. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this nursery rhyme, and I also wanted to do this nursery rhyme because I have never done a look like this before on the channel. So, what is the nursery rhyme we're doing today? So the nursery rhyme that I'm going to be doing today is Peter Peter, Pumpkin Eater. So using an orange eyeshadow, I am just mapping out where I want this look to go before I go any further. So I'm making sure that my lines are where I want them. I mean, at this point, I can kind of wipe them away, but because I do have foundation and concealer on my skin, that will be hard. So I would have to blend that really good into my skin. But as you can see, I'm just mapping out my cheeks, mapping out my forehead, and I'm also going to be mapping out my chin later on. So this Peter Peter Pumpkin Eater, where did he come from and where did he go? Like, that's another story, Cotton Eye Joe. But pumpkins didn't originally, they aren't native to Europe or the UK. They are native to Central America. So I'm kind of like thinking, where did he come from? Because my studies have shown there is no facts. All mapped out, and now I'm prepping my eyes for my eyeshadow. Let's just say Peter was probably like a merchant or a fan of pumpkins in the late 1700s when this nursery rhyme was published. So using mostly all the oranges from the Proud palette from Jolie Beauty, this shade I'm using now is called Elton, and it comes across red, but it's more like a burnt orange look. And yes, it's on the more red side than the yellow side of orange. The line work that I was doing is by Kelly from the Proud palette, and that is going to be the shade that I'll be placing on my inner corners where I have left the space free. Once I've done that, I'm going to blend in Elton and Kelly together just to make it a little bit more seamless and not one color meets another color. There's a blend. When I was creating this look, my interpretation and inspiration was Moll Flanders, and if you don't know the reference, well, the reference will come later on in this storytelling session, but I was inspired by Moll Flanders meets 2022, you know, because everyone in 2022 loves makeup. So in this video, basically, we're going to say that Peter is a cultivator of pumpkins. He grew them, he loved to eat them. That's what Peter was. That's what we're going to believe today in this video, okay? So now I'm just continuing to map out my face, and I don't really want to say what this face look is because I just want you to see it happen, but I'm just creating those lines, making sure that they're all deep. I've figured out that they're in the places that I want, and yeah, I'm just making sure that those Kelly lines, or orange lines should I say, are in the places that I want. It is kind of hard to work with powders when you're sketching out a look, but I chose just to use powders and not a pencil or liner because I just wanted everything to blend seamlessly, and if I used a pencil or a liner, then it would have just been a little bit more harder to blend out everything. So yeah, but you decide to do what you want to do. Remember, you can use this for Halloween as well. Using the shade Gok from the Proud palette by Jolie Beauty, we are now going to start shading and creating this look. I mean, we started already, but you know what I mean. Just going on to some lyrics, there are two versions. So the first version is Eeper Weeper Chimney Sweeper had a wife but couldn't keep her. Had another, didn't love her, up the chimney he did shove her. That's not the version we're doing today. We're doing Peter Peter Pumpkin Eater had a wife and couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell and there he kept her very well. Now, what is this telling you? Like, he put her in a pumpkin shell and he kept her there? Like, he couldn't keep her as well? What is this telling you? Going in with Gok on my lips. I just wanted to do my lips first because I felt like what I'm going to be doing later, to try and place that on after would be an hassle, so I'm doing that now. And now I am filling in my face, where I'm going to do a lot more shading afterwards with a darker shade, but I felt like these little hollow places, they just didn't look right. So I felt like just, you know, to shade them in. And now what you can see here is that I'm just creating lines where I'm going to be doing some teeth marks later on, but I'm just highlighting with the eyeshadow that I'm using. I'm not even going to be doing any shading or perfectly. I just want that light, subtle line onto my brown skin so that you see it, but it's, you know, it's not completely a detail.
God, I miss New York.
Yep, this story, this nursery rhyme is about murder. Peter, or just Peter, he murdered his wife, the one that he could not keep. Why could he not keep her? Well, continue watching. Using Da Vinci from the Renaissance palette by Wicked Artistry, I am now creating some depth to the lines just beyond the orange lines and into them, just, you know, to carve out some cheeks and everything. This palette by Wicked Artistry is no longer available. I still have it after 2 years. Maybe I shouldn't be using it, but anyway, it's working well for this look. Then I'm going in with the black shade from the Vivacious palette, just to create even more depth, and that shade is called Galactic. I didn't want to go in with a really deep black just because that would have just messed up everything. So just using those oranges from the Proud palette. We're going back and forth with palettes today. I am now doing my nose. Starting off with my nose, I'm going in with the Infinity Eyeliner by Jolie Beauty in the shade Black or Noir. Or negro, depending where you are in the world. I mean, I just spoke in English, Spanish and French. Yeah, and I'm also going to be using that for my line work throughout the whole tutorial. So I'm not going to name it again, but you can see what I'm doing. So Mr. Peter killed his wife, the one that he could not keep. He could not keep her because it has been said that she was a prostitute. So back then, obviously, well, even now, prostitutes aren't known to have relationships, and if they do, they probably have one with a pimp. I don't know how it works, but she was a prostitute. He couldn't keep her and he was not happy, so he killed her. Using a deeper black than I used before, I am now going to create a really grungy under eye cat look. Yeah, that makes sense. Under eye cat eye look. I didn't want to do it on top, and I didn't want to do any liner on top because I just wanted the under eye just to be kind of prominent, bringing you into my eyes once my lashes are on. So let's do a recap. So we are believing that Peter was a cultivator of pumpkins. He lived in the UK, he was growing pumpkins, and he also loved eating pumpkins. He was married to a lady, a woman, and However, now we can say however, she was a prostitute and he was jealous and did not like the fact that she had actual extracurricular activities with other men and getting paid for them. So he didn't like that she was getting paid for what she was getting done to her or doing herself. But I mean, no one would like to be with someone that is having sexual intercourse with people for money. But anyway, he didn't like that so much that he decided to murder her. And when he murdered her, he placed her inside a empty shell of a pumpkin. The plot thickens and it thickens so much. The end of the story is that Peter not only put his wife, his dead wife that he had murdered, he put her in that pumpkin, he baked that pumpkin, and because he is known as Peter, pumpkin eater, he ate her, forever having her in his body. Now, everything always comes out when you eat it, but you know, myth says that once you eat something, it's forever in you. So yeah, he forever had his wife within him, but didn't have her in physical being. It was, yeah, he murdered her, he put her in a shell, and he ate her out of something that he loved. He loved the both of them. Oof. Yeah.
Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and could not keep her. Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and could not keep her. Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife and could not keep her. He put her in a pumpkin.
So Marbites and Homo sapiens, this is how I got the Peter pumpkin eater look. I hope you liked it. Hey new subscribers and hey new watchers, I really do hope you liked it. So basically when I was doing this look, I didn't really want to go around the English or typical Halloween pumpkin look, but yeah, I'm really happy with this look. I love it and probably will don this for Halloween. Anyway, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Rogue Marby Scott.